title is being developed, or I guess it's out. I don't even know I'm talking about being developed. It was developed by Undead Labs and published by Microsoft Studios. It is currently an Xbox Live Arcade exclusive. However, it will be hitting the PC platform by way of the Steam Marketplace at a to-be-announced date. The dev team hasn't really said when they're going to be doing that. They just have said that they are doing it. This is a really interesting title. It basically just earned the dubious claim of being the fastest-selling Xbox Live Arcade original game ever. It's been out since June 5th, and on the day of recording, I believe it's the 18th? I don't know. Yes, maybe, unless my watch is wrong. It's the 18th. It has sold over 550,000 copies. For an Xbox Live Arcade original game, that's huge. And I mean, if you're looking at it, and I don't mean to slam the developers right away, but it's kind of an ugly game, right? Like, this isn't exactly a gorgeous, very beautiful game. It's really a downloadable title. It was only 1,600 points, $20. It's open world. A lot of people have kind of been comparing it to maybe like a GTA Dead Island kind of mashup. What's really interesting about this game, and you won't see me do it, but there's a whole lot of melee killing right there. You switch between characters. So this is one of the characters that you first start out with. There's permanent death in this game, and if this guy were to die, a new character would take his place. And I think up to where I am, I'm very early on, and I'm going to explain exactly what I'm doing here in just a second, but I think up to where I am, I only have 2 characters found. I've maybe played it for like an hour and 15 minutes or so, and I've spent that time kind of exploring. But essentially, what I'm doing right now, one of my buddies is sick back at a safe spot, which you saw me leaving at the onset of this clip, and I am making my way somewhere to find medicine. I don't get to all of that in this 10-minute span, as I'm running from this zombie, but what you will see me do right now is climb this tower for a good... cool hop. Climb this tower for a good vantage point, scout out the area, and I'll earn like a side quest in the process, and I'm actually going to go help some survivors. What you'll also see in this little clip is my first time firing a gun in this game. So far, so good. It's definitely a little bit rough. Not everything about State of Decay works very well. It certainly doesn't stand up next to other more polished AAA, and there's air quotes around AAA experiences on the Xbox Live Arcade, but what I'm seeing of it so far is a very wide, varied, and fun package. So watch me troll around the environment for just a second. You'll see all the things that I'm scouting out, and then after I hop down the ladder, I'll be back to talk more.
Gotcha. There we go. Hey, what's that? Looks like a vet's office or something.
Oh yeah, Dr. Gilroy's clinic. What about it?
Well, antibiotics for dogs aren't any different than antibiotics for people, and it looks like no one's broken in.
That's a good idea. Okay, sounds like it's worth checking out. Hang on, I've got a transmission coming in, I think.
We've had enough of being on our own. We'd love to join you if you'll have us.
You might want to go check it out.
Yes, I will go check it out. So instead of going to get those medicine supplies, medical supplies, whatever, words, spelling, I'm actually going to try and track down these survivors. So here you'll see me make my way over to that house where they're hiding out and talk them into joining me, which this is probably one of the rougher elements of this game. Talking someone into joining you is literally just pressing a button inside a prompt. There's no convincing element. There's no you arguing for their trust as you would maybe in a game like Walking Dead, for instance, or you know, don't expect intense dialogue options is basically what I'm driving at here as I kill another zombie. One thing that I do get from this game right away is that battling hordes of zombies on your own, not such a good idea. If there are 1 or 2 of them around you, maybe even 3, you'll be okay. There's a little bit of a dodging mechanic, and the melee itself is fast enough where as long as you have plenty of stamina, which that's that blue bar on the left, the red bar on the right of my minimap is health. If you have enough stamina, you're okay. If you don't have enough stamina, and if you've been out for a while, if you find a group of zombies, I mean, even like 2 of them, problematic. Time to run away. There is a sneaking element in this game, which you won't really see me get into here, but for the most part, it's better to avoid. Fighting zombies does damage to your equipment. So here you're seeing me talk to these survivors, and I mean, I'm just kind of standing here like wondering what to do. all you do is walk up and press Y, and then there's a "You should join us" option, and they're with me. That's it. I was a little bit surprised by this. I mean, I'm used to kind of thinking that in these games, survivors would need convincing, right? I mean, let's all pretend that it's the real zombie apocalypse, right? If some guy walks into your house after hearing a radio transmission, you say, "We have supplies, we're tired of being on our own." He storms right in, armed, and he says, "You should join me." So that's a really weird moment. But you are going to start to see from here on out some much more involved zombie combat, which actually will give you a better taste of what to expect. What I don't do in this demo, and what I think is a more core element to the experience of State of Decay, is fortification and scouting for supplies. The weapons that I have on me are the result of hunting around a campground before I got to this little city that I'm in. Getting these weapons is essential. You're going to see this weapon that I have now break here in a little bit. And then I'm just left to a gun, which they aim terribly. So it's not as if having a gun is going to win the game for you. You have very few bullets, and since ammunition is scarce, you kind of want to rely on melee weaponry, but melee weaponry breaks. And you only have a certain number of inventory slots to work with. So that's where the survival horror element of this game comes into play. I can't speak to the later half of the experience, as maybe it's not too hard to survive. You know, maybe you'll get overpowered weapons that kind of make things a lot easier. But for the here and now, fighting zombies with what's on me, it's a little bit difficult. So just watch me whip out my gun here in just a second, and you'll see me take on a smallish zombie horde, and then I will be back. And that's it, as I beat that last group of zombies, and you got to see my terrible shooting abilities. This has been State of Decay. It's available for the Xbox 360 over Xbox Live Arcade, soon to hit the PC. $20, maybe that's a little steep, maybe not. If the package is as good as it seems, it should be well worth your time and money. I'm Joey Davidson from Techno Buffalo. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.